Hey guys, I decided to do my uh, presentation over the chest pain. So I came up with an algorithm that I'll post. Um, but just briefly talking about, some of the things I looked up when I was doing this was what is chest pain? I mean, obviously, people have different pain tolerances, but basically what it boils down to is insufficient blood flow to the myocardium. So obviously, after doing the research, like I said, there was a handful of things that have to do with the blood flow to the heart, and one of the big one is stroke volume. So that's taken into consideration the contractility of the heart, how much squeeze the heart has. So that's one. Afterload and preload. The big one, I think, when you're talking about chest pain is the preload, and that is the volume of blood at the end of diastole. If you're not having enough blood flow to the heart, that's one thing that we try to correct with, a big one is nitroglycerin. And basically what that does is it's going to dilate the vessels to the heart, which increase the blood flow to the myocardium. But just starting out, basic questions you want to ask. You want to, obviously, when you arrive, you want to form a general impression of the patient. Are they sick? Are they not sick? How are they sitting? Are they clenching their chest? You can get a brief look at their ABCs right there. Is the airway patent? How are they breathing? What's the skin color, temperature, condition, that type of thing. The work of breathing. So one of the main thing is just getting that right out the get-go. Getting some baseline vitals so you can trend the patient, see where they're statting. And then you just want to get into, if they are stable, get into the history of the illness, your OPQRST, all that stuff. If they're not stable, obviously you want to correct those major life threats first if they ever go into any cardiac arrest because of the chest pain. That might be something more in depth, and just giving them a nitro, so initiate CPR, following the ACLS protocols. But yeah, just start basic questioning about the present illness, and if they are stable, give them some oxygen, see if they have a history of it, and then obviously the treatment of it is going to be nitroglycerin. Sublingual would probably be best, either spray or tablet. Both are getting into the bloodstream quick that way, being sublingual. But obviously before you do that, you want to question them about any ED medications. Obviously we learned that back in EMT school. So basically, like I said, nitroglycerin is going to dilate the blood vessels, which is going to allow more blood flow to the myocardium, which is what chest pain is caused from. But how it does that, it forms nitrous oxide once inside the body, and that triggers a relaxation of smooth vessels to dilate, so it allows more blood. And the more blood and the greater the amount of blood at the end of diastole, which is the preload, the heart's not going to have to work as hard. So that's going to help with the chest pain. Obviously, while doing that, you're going to want to monitor the vitals. You can give up to 3 doses, but again, that depends on the patient and the vital signs. But that was just kind of some interesting things I found. Obviously, I know it's pretty basic, but you run quite a bit of chest pains in this field, and just not understanding how nitro works, because for the longest time I didn't. I just knew it's what we gave. So just kind of understanding how that works and refreshing on preload and stroke volume and all that stuff was pretty helpful. So like I said, I'll post the algorithm. It's nothing crazy, it's just pretty basic, obviously, but if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.